to Spartyka Fight League Radio with your hosts Mikey V and Chris Alani.
Let's go to war! It's fight time!
Welcome to SFL Radio. I am your host, Mikey V.
I'm Shane Graham.
He's like, you're basically my co-host now.
I guess I am.
So, Chris Alani, who's not here with us, he is, I don't know, actually he's out of town for his birthday. He's at some kind of festival up in Maryland or something.
Happy birthday to Mr. Alani.
Yes. And then, of course, the Eddie Mercado.
Hello, hello, hello. So
I am the first person to have the Eddie Mercado back from Thailand from his amazing adventure, and we're doing an exclusive. So we've got him here. We're going to talk about his trip. Well, he's going to talk about his trip. We had a couple convos before, not NSFP, not safe for podcast.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Sounds like a fun trip, but
well, it was crazy, man.
I think part of that was because Jimmy went, and then you add Jimmy to the mix, and then weird shit.
I'm kind of understanding now where you said it's life changing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, just getting out of my comfort zone and seeing the world and different cultures and how people live, and I think everyone should really do that and just kind of go see the world, while you can, while you're able-bodied.
I was going to say, before you have kids and you can't travel. Mm-hmm. Well, it's what? No, I used to travel all the time. And when you told me about this, I thought it was like the coolest thing because you're like, I'm going to Thailand, I'm training for 30 days, and then I'm going to take a pro fight. And I was like, wow,
that's pretty ambitious.
It is, and I've known people who've gone to Tiger and trained, but they didn't take a pro fight at the end. So for you to do that, that's like huge.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to go all that way and not take a fight.
Of course,
I'm 33 years old, so I was at a point where it's now or never. I'm either gonna do it and actually take a fight, or I'm gonna spend the rest of my life wondering what if.
True. Well, have you had any amateur Muay Thai bouts?
Nope.
So literally, your first fight ever was a pro fight in Thailand.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
It
That's
was pretty
intense,
crazy,
man.
Like, I still can't believe I did it. Like, I'm still kind of in shock.
And this is like one of those things that you're going to have. And not only did you do it, but you documented it. And you documented it excellently. And I will say, everybody, so probably back up a little bit because there's probably some people listening that might not know. So if you don't know, obviously, Eddie works for Bloody Elbow. He also does a lot of work for Spartyka. You do all our video walkouts. You do a lot of our video editing. You're a phenomenal video editor, capture,
thank
everything.
you, sir. Thank you.
So, you basically you had a lot of sponsors. We'll let you shout all your sponsors out too.
So let's go right off the top. Spartyka, first and foremost. Oddshark.com. Got to give them a shout out. Massive Supplements, Diego Bisbo Academy, Harvey Gracie Muay Thai. And so many more people, like my friends, my family, the Spartyka family. Like it really took a village to make this trip happen. Tiger Muay Thai also, they were one of my sponsors.
Yeah, and documenting it the way you did it was so fun because you had these fun little 7-minute, 8-minute videos, and I would wait when I would wake up and see the notification. I was like, ooh, I'd make Christina watch it with me because it was they were really well done, and I was like, this is so cool. And it was I almost felt like I was there with you going along. So it was interesting. And from what it looks like, you met a lot of cool people over there.
Oh, everyone's so awesome there. And real quick, I got to give a shout out to Dorian Price. He's a UFC veteran, one of the only Americans to ever win in Lupini Stadium, which is real high as far as Muay Thai goes. So big shout out to him. I went and saw him for a couple days in Pattaya. He showed me around, got me in some awesome private lessons. So big shout out to Dorian.
Who were you riding on the scooter with? Was that him?
Oh no, that was a UFC lightweight, James Vick.
That's right. That was awesome.
He saved my ass, man. So it's so humid out there that when you're working, well, first of all, you're training outside. So it's at a point where the sweat no longer cools you down. So you're just leaking. First of all, you're leaking from just being outside, existing.
What was the temp the
It was high 80s.
Okay, but the humidity is 100%.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. And so, the first couple of days I'm cramping up so bad. I was losing the battle of hydration. I couldn't, and the Gatorade just wasn't doing it. It was too sugary. And so I'm walking down the road, and then here comes James Vick, and he's well over 6 feet on this little scooter. And we know each other from back home, and he pulled over. He said what's up to me, and he's like, "Hey man, you doing the electrolyte packets?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about, electrolyte packets?" And he's like, "Dude, get on the scooter." So I hop on the scooter, which by the way is commonplace. Here, there's
everybody drives scooters over there, and little motorbikes. They're
yeah. But beyond that, it's in America, it's usually, one man per bike.
Yeah.
That's kind of the rule.
Not there.
No. It's you'll see 3 dudes on a bike like it's nothing. So I hop on the back of his scooter. He takes me to the pharmacy, hooks me up with these electrolyte packs, and I didn't cramp up at all after that. So
Yeah. No, I remember watching, and like you could feel the exhaustion. Like when you listen to your voice, like it's like I interact with you a lot. I know how you are, and I was just like, he looks done. Like you look done.
it was so tough. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life.
And that's why. Well, you're in a hoodie now, but that's why he's so skinny. He looks so good. He's so svelte.
Yeah, I dropped almost 20 pounds being out there.
Wow.
Yeah, like fully hydrated, just 20 pounds of just fat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my diet was way better than it is here. There's no
well,
fast food.
They don't do processed foods. Everything's fresh. Everything's like made for you right there. It's awesome.
It was awesome. A lot of salads.
Not a fish, right?
No fish. I stayed away from the
Did
fish
you?
completely. Yeah, I tried it once and it made me throw up. So I was like, I think I'm done with fish. And like I didn't see any cows naturally there, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay away from the beef.
Yeah.
Because if I don't see any cows, I don't think I want to eat the beef.
Nope.
So I pretty much just stuck to the chicken.
Yeah.
So from start to finish, what was the duration of your trip?
Okay, so I landed in Phuket on November 30th, and then my fight was December 28th, and then on the 29th is when I flew to Tokyo
For the Rising card.
for the Rising
Yeah.
card.
So you and that's when Jimmy came in. Well, Jimmy came in for your fight,
Yeah, Jimmy was there for my fight.
which we'll let him kind of tell his point of view
Yep.
if he ever comes over.
And then so the day after my fight, I'm hobbling around. I rolled my ankle in the fight itself, so like ankle's all banged up, and then I'm hobbling all around Tokyo. We ended up staying up the whole night. We didn't even go to bed. We just
Wow.
Jimmy's got a thing for shot glasses, Hard Rock,
The Hard Rocks,
Cafe
yes.
shot glasses. So we ended up chasing down 3 in one day, which was pretty nuts.
Wow.
And we just ended up staying up the whole night. And then the next day was the Rising event, which was
Yeah.
intense, getting to see Floyd Mayweather do his thing.
Yeah.
And
the
then,
lighting and stuff, like from the videos and pictures, was like top-notch production, like insane
production value through the roof.
Yeah,
absolutely
it was
through
nuts.
the roof. And like the best part for me was the post-fight press conference with Floyd Mayweather. It actually struck midnight, and this is New Year's Eve, so we got to actually count down and ring in the new year with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
so that was like that was epic for me. I'm a huge Floyd fan, so that
Did you
was.
get to meet him, like actually talk to him?
No, I didn't. But I was breathing the same air as him.
Yeah,
and
you were
that's good
close.
enough.
You were close.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the fight because some people say it was fixed. How was it? I mean, how was the actual fight?
It wasn't fixed. It was just a mismatch. Like,
Yeah.
tension honestly didn't belong in there. It was his first boxing match ever.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it wasn't really a boxing match. It was an exhibition.
The thing that he put out, his presser afterwards, and he basically said like he underestimated.
Yeah,
like,
he had no
Yeah.
clue that Floyd was such an elite boxer. I mean, he'd gone through all of these fights, knocking people out, finishing them, and then he gets in there with a bona fide boxer.
he's
The
like
GOAT.
one of the greatest fighters,
Handsmith.
pound for pound,
Yeah.
ever. Not
Yeah.
just
Handsmith.
now, but ever.
a handsmith. I like
Yes.
that. I like that.
Handsmith. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's cool though. I mean, that's it would have been cool if you got to meet him though.
Yeah, it just goes to show how great Floyd is, though.
Yeah.
And like he was so gracious afterwards. Like so much gratitude was flowing out of his mouth. Like I love Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Oh, he's awesome.
He gets so much hate, and y'all need to stop it. Stop hating on Floyd. He's great.
because he's on top.
Appreciate it.
They always hate who's on
And he
top.
beat you up.
Man, it's like you got to appreciate greatness while it's here.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna miss him when he's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's not going to be. You don't get one of those every generation. You know what I mean? He's one of those.
And what
You
was
know,
cool
once
for
in a
me is
lifetime, yeah.
he didn't really fight like a typical Floyd fight. Like he wasn't moving backwards or like trying to make the guy miss and counter. Like he went forward and just
Like toe-to-toe.
completely sunned this kid.
Yeah.
Completely sunned this kid. It looked like a clinic. Like it looked like a dad,
Yeah.
catching his son, stealing his liquor or something.
Yeah.
This
He's
was
like, you gonna learn today.
yeah, it was a beating.
So
you
tell me
know.
about your fight.
Oh man, my fight was crazy. So it was such a blur to me. It's like round 1 started, and it's like, okay, here we go. And then next thing I know, ding, round 5's over. And I'm like, wait a minute, what?
No, is 5 rounds, is that standard for them?
Yeah, so a typical Muay Thai fight is 5 3-minute rounds. There's a couple platforms like Max Muay Thai, which is 3 3-minute rounds. And
Okay.
That's the kind of be more TV friendly.
Yeah.
Because traditionally the first 2 rounds of Muay Thai aren't really even scored. So it doesn't really start until 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so so my fight was more of a traditional kind. And yeah, it just went so fast. Like
What's the interval in between 30 seconds or 40
no,
seconds?
I think it's a minute, but I don't.
Okay.
I couldn't tell
It must
you.
have been like that to you.
Yeah, the whole fight was such a blur. But it was exciting, and I honestly I'm still in shock. Like I can't believe I did it. Like zero actual fight experience and just going through with it. And
How was your opponent? Was he?
oh my God, he was the biggest Thai I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he looks like he could be related to me in some way, but like the dude is huge. Like his skull is huge. His hands and feet were huge. He was just big, just big. And I was like,
That's awesome.
But like what was cool is like before the fight, we're sitting back there, sitting next to each other, like taking selfies and like adding each other on Facebook and just like,
Nice.
shooting the shit and just hanging out. Like,
So he was a cool dude.
oh yeah, oh for sure, he's a brother for life.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
great.
Yeah, but like, there's no mean mugging going on back there.
No,
like
no.
it's like in the States, backstage you see a lot of guys. They're like, oh, this is war. Like we're going to war. But like in Thailand, guys are getting massages. No one's cracking pads. Like it's just shadow boxing. It's so relaxed. It's just like another day at the office.
That was one of the things that I noticed about some of your videos that we're going to show here in the podcast too. Is there like you said, nobody was back there cracking pads. It was just very relaxed and totally different than it is here in the States and stuff.
Yeah, it's just a sport to them. It's no different than like they're about to play basketball or it's
And then
not,
afterwards, everybody high fives. And
yeah, I mean, like we hugged after every round. Like it was nothing but love, nothing but respect. Like it was cool, and I'm really glad I did it. And like if I can do it, like anyone can do it.
yeah, of course.
Like, anybody.
So what was his record going into this as well? I mean, this was your debut.
He had over 70 fights.
So that's a testament to you.
He actually,
0 fights, amateur or professional. You're going in there making your professional debut against a guy that had over 70 fights in Thailand.
Yeah, so he actually fought Tiger Muay Thai's pro Muay Thai team coach, manager guy, Johnny Betts, back in 2009.
Wow.
So, he was quite experienced. He
That's
was definitely
crazy.
quite experienced, but I survived.
Yeah, and he didn't get knocked out.
It went all 5 rounds. I lost a decision, but I learned so much about myself in there. And, I had to overcome so much adversity just to make it to the fight that I'm proud of myself, honestly. Like, I'm really proud of myself for seeing it through and doing what I said I was going to do. And hopefully it'll inspire others to kind of pursue their passions and start chasing their dreams.
And I've actually started to see that on Facebook through some of our followers and people that actually follow your podcast are saying, hey, I'm going to make it to Thailand now, and I'm going to do this too. I mean, we saw that with Martial Law.
Yeah.
Martial Law Shermer. He was saying that, he wants to do the exact same thing. And
I think everybody
that's a
should.
huge inspiration. It's so cool to say, you went and did that at 33 years of age, and which in MMA years is kind of pushing
33 is getting up there for combat sports for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
like I
can't even
said,
imagine. I'm
if I
40,
can do
so-
it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, no, it's we talked about it, the couple podcasts when you weren't here. We said, hey, a lot of people talk about doing stuff, and it's always like, I'm going to later, I'm going to another time, and it's like you don't know how much time you have left. It's like you have the chance to do it, you do it, and like you seize that opportunity, and it's like it changed you as a person. It made you, a better person. It learned a lot about yourself, and I think that's something that you'll carry that. I mean, you tell your grandkids about that. That's amazing.
Yeah, and so like when I'm old and can't remember things, I can look at the videos and be like, holy shit, I did that.
That was
You
me.
know? And another thing is it's given me a whole new appreciation and a whole new respect for what prize fighters go through.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, like the training and the build up and knowing that you're about, like, people run away from fights, people are really
they
shy
duck and
away
dodge.
from
Of course, duck and
confrontation.
dodge, yeah.
So to like willingly put yourself in a situation where it's it's you or them it's a moment of truth. Like there's nothing else in the world that's going on.
Now if some of these young Spartyka fighters talk shit to you, you can be like, I got a pro fight. What? How many pro fights you got? That's right.
Exactly.
Well, luckily I'm pretty much cool with everyone.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
I'm not
We're
a-
joking about. I'm just kind of curious as what's next. I mean, it almost
what's next
seems
now?
that you. Yeah, exactly. What's next now? You've almost hit like the pinnacle. It's really hard to top that. What are you going to go to Spain next? And
Bullfight?
Exactly.
We could do a whole show where Eddie just goes and does things with no experience and like puts his life on the line.
That would be
Like,
so cool. We could get syndicated by one of these things. It's.
I don't know about the bullfighting. I think I'm gonna leave that to the professionals.
Eddie's Adventures.
But what's next? Honestly, I would love nothing more than to fight CM Punk in the UFC.
Yeah.
So if I can finagle that somehow, I think that would be incredible. I'm not a fighter, so if I can put myself in a position and maybe go out and take a pro MMA fight, and then try to call out CM Punk, because he needs an opponent, and he's 0-2 in the UFC, and personally, I think anybody else in the UFC would probably run through CM Punk. And I'm 100% anybody in the UFC would run through me. So it kind of makes sense.
It's like a JV match.
Yeah, there you go.
I like it.
But like but we'll be wearing like varsity jerseys.
That's right. Yeah, it's a JV match in varsity. It's like stepping up.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of my next dream. Whether or not that happens, like who knows? It's a long shot. But if it happens, hey,
yeah,
cool. And if not, that's fine too. I'm just going back to doing my journalism, interviewing fighters, commentating, going to shows, and just kind of just
living the dream,
doing more,
continuing to live
more
the dream.
Eddie.
Being more Eddie. I
like
that.
it. Well, I was wondering if you're gonna come back with like a new haircut or some kind of cool like top knot or.
Nah, I'm actually donating my hair. So.
Are you really?
I had to leave it intact.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What are you doing that to? Like, what are you doing it through?
Wigs for kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because they don't charge the people for the wigs. So
oh, that's nice.
That's more. There's others out there that I'm not even gonna say their name, but they actually charge people for the wigs.
Terrible.
So I'm like,
I would do it, but I don't qualify.
Yeah, you got the beard though.
I can donate a beard.
You can donate a beard.
I don't know how many beard charities there are out there, but for less fortunate men that can't grow.
Merkins for men,
Hey, there's quite a few.
So how was Tokyo?
Oh man,
like the city itself.
It was so clean for like how many people
crazy, right?
are crammed into kind of a small space. It's so clean. Like there's no trash anywhere. There's no gum on the sidewalks. Like it's just so clean.
Because they'll beat that ass if you do that.
Yeah, it's insane.
Did you do public transportation at all there?
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. Isn't it like so efficient and so like
it's perfect.
It's insane.
So we messed up and we actually took a cab to one of the Hard Rocks, which was kind of cool because we got to actually see the city, and it's like big gigantic buildings and office buildings and tenements, but it like never ends. It's just constant, like never ending buildings.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. But yeah, the metro system is really top notch.
Yep.
And I found a little life hack. You can like just Google destination, and there'll be a transit option, and it'll tell you, take this train, switch to this train, go to this station.
New York has that's called hop stop or something like that.
Okay.
Same thing, and it's like you just put where you're going, and it tells you all the different ways and how you can combine to get there.
So after the Rising event, the trains got so packed.
Oh, I
mean,
bet.
it's like a can
How many
of sardines.
people were at that show?
Oh, it was sold out.
I mean, but you know like the number?
At least 30,000.
What?
At least 30,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about your fight? How many people were at that one? Like, how was that as far as size?
I was at Suet Stadium, which is real old school. So I mean, I have no clue. I have no way to.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like I honestly have no way to even gauge. Maybe like 1,000 people, if
That's still a lot.
Maybe 100 people. Like
No,
I
I'm sure.
honestly couldn't even begin to tell you.
30,000 is a lot of people.
Oh man, it was so incredible. Like the theatrics were just top notch.
Yeah.
So I think Spartyka needs to get some laser light shows going
You know what's
on.
funny? I actually talked to him about that because you know me, I had club DJ before.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
access to a lot of that cool shit. And I said, hey man, we can do some cool light stuff like for the walkouts and stuff, for like the
Yeah.
main events. And he was like, I don't know about that. And then after he saw that, I tagged in the picture, I commented, and I was like, what do you think about those lights now? And he's like, let's do it.
That was a pretty good Partyka, by the way.
Yeah.
You've been practicing.
I have. Yeah. Cool, man. So what we'll do is we're going to take a quick break because I want to get Jimmy on. I want you guys to talk about New Year's and like just your fun adventures and your potential food poisoning and what else is safe to say on air. And then in the meantime, we're going to take a couple of your clips. We're going to throw some clips up of your videos. If people want to watch your videos so they can document, watch the whole journey, where do they go? Tell them.
Yeah, so you can find it on bloodyelbow.com. The series is called Flight to Fight, Thai Boxing in Thailand. You can also find it on my YouTube channel, which is Eddie Mercado. If you just type in youtube.com/The Eddie Mercado, it'll pop up. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment,
Awesome.
all that.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you for sitting down with us, and we'll be back with Jimmy. And
I missed you guys.
I miss you too, man.
God, we
me and
miss
Shane
you.
have just
I
been.
feel like it's been too long.
I know, and Chris has been like I haven't seen Chris hardly at all, man.
Chris, come back.
I'm gonna get a stuffed Chris for the podcast, so we can just be like, he's here. He doesn't say anything, but he's here.
And then we can rub his head without him being mad.
Yeah. Now he's got a lot going on too. It's like every time we've done this, he's been with either the holidays, he's been out of town, or like I said, his birthday. So he'll make up for it. They got cake.
They got cake.
Holy what?
All right,
It's Warren's birthday. Happy birthday to
yes,
Warren.
happy birthday, Warren. Awesome Spartyka volunteer.
Yeah,
we're actually
long-time
taking
volunteer.
we're taking a cake break first.
Cake
and
break,
since
yes.
Eddie is so skinny now, he can eat that cake and not feel bad about it.
That's right. Although I am trying to get down to 170 to fight CM Punk. What?
Yeah. We're going to tag him in this video.
I would like to see you fight CM Punk here in the next Spartyka Pro card.
Yeah. See if
We'll see about that.
All right, we'll take a break. We're going to get some cake. We'll bring Jimmy back on, the ultimate cake eater, and then we'll go from there. Be back.
Floyd Mayweather. Got the legend going backstage at the Max Muay Thai fights, and everyone's so relaxed back here. It's definitely a different vibe from fights that I've seen in America. In America, you see guys like cracking pads and just really hyping themselves up, and back here, it's like guys get massages and shadow box, and it's a lot more laid back, it seems. The fights have been crazy too. The elbows are they're ferocious. Of course, we're in Pattaya. I had to dip out of Phuket for a little bit, come check out Max Muay Thai. I've seen it. Of course, I've seen the videos of it, and I've seen Dorian fight in it, but being at it live is definitely a pretty cool experience. The crowd is so into it, and the gambling pit, it's pretty wild. Definitely something to check out if you ever. I want to give a shout out to Spartyka Nation. A lot of people ask me what that means. They see me wearing the shirts out here all the time. So Spartyka, it's a bunch of different things. It's an apparel company, clothing for the modern day warrior. They have the Spartyka Foundation, which is a non-profit that specializes in wounded warriors, veterans, first responders, law enforcement, EMTs, and they do various things in the community, various activities. They host like 5K races where they commemorate someone that has fallen. They do a lot with Gold Star families. Basically, they provide a platform for veterans and veteran families to let them know, like, hey, you guys are not alone. So when you see this green stripe, that means you're in a safe zone. You're in a safe spot. You're with loved ones. Too many veterans feel like they're on their own. You know, they go through the military, this brotherhood, sisterhood, and then they get out and they don't have that anymore. But now, with Spartyka, there's various activities they can get involved with and be around people who have gone through something similar or have family members who are going through something similar. Big shout out to the Spartyka family. I love you guys. Miss you guys. I can't wait to get home and see you guys and get back to volunteering. So, shout out to y'all.
Welcome back to SFL Radio. The best stuff gets talked about off air, always. So welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the little video clips we threw up there. Again, if you want to see that, go to bloodyelbow.com. Check it out.
Yeah, and if you want to hear what goes on behind the scenes before we get on live on this thing, come to a Spartyka meeting.
That's right. I say
volunteer.
Come to the volunteer meeting. Come to an SFL podcast. We do them all the time on location. You're welcome to come out, and then you can hear the stuff that we will never put on the air.
Nor should it be.
Jimmy's like holding back a lot of stuff right now.
I didn't even know how to start from there. It's like, oh, man.
So we're back with Jimi Partyka.
Yeah, appreciate it. Sorry I missed the first part of this. Our volunteer meeting ran a little bit late, but Happy New Year to everybody out there.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Was able to ring in the new year with my man Eddie over here and old Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting out in Tokyo. I must say, I know you guys were talking about this a little bit earlier, but, man, so blown away by Ryzen MMA.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. I think hands down of all the shows that I've ever gone to live.
And you've been to a bunch of UFC shows and stuff,
I have,
too.
man. But, you know, I went to the one in Abu Dhabi, UFC 112. I was at UFC 114. A guy that I went through air crew and search and rescue school with, his younger brother's Rashad Evans. So, you know, I was there the night that Rashad was main event, you know, up in Vegas and did some partying with those guys. Great time and all, but, man, there was just something about that Ryzen MMA event. Just like
the lighting was insane.
Man, it was just like the whole show. And then just how respectful the crowd was, how knowledgeable they were. Like, there was times where I'm looking around. I hope nobody gets offended by this, but, like, I was looking around. I felt like I was, like, in, like, a like in North Korea, like everybody clapped at the same time in unison and shit.
Yeah.
Like it was so surreal.
It was almost
like,
staged.
It looked like that. Like when you really sat there and stared at the crowd, like there wasn't a lot of coking and joking. There wasn't people acting just.
People weren't on their phones.
Man,
they
it was
were
like
just in the moment.
everybody was in the moment watching the fights, and you'd see people on the grounds, and it wouldn't be like stand them up, fucking knock them out. It was none of that. It was like somebody would get a reversal or do something, and it was like the crowd understood exactly what was happening, and in unison they'd all start clapping, and you're just like, holy shit! Like the crowd knew what was going on, and they were watching the fight, like they were in it. The ring announcers, the light show, the sound, like just all the effects.
The crazy pride lady.
The crazy pride lady, man. Watching her live
Jimmy
was just
loved
surreal,
her.
man. I didn't want to miss a single announcement of any
Really?
fight. Like I would wait until like the fight was happening and then like go to the bathroom or something. But like I wanted to be there for her announcing every single person.
That's
man.
awesome.
I told Eddie, I was like, if I ever lose Shane Graham, I'm gonna go get me some crazy Japanese to mimic the crazy pride lady because
Crazy Spartyka lady.
yeah, man, it was just like coming out of the red corner. I loved it, man. I loved it. It was a great experience. Seeing Floyd, it's pretty crazy coming back stateside because they didn't air that stateside.
Yeah.
And seeing all the hate
Oh my
and
God,
all the
it's
people
crazy.
talking about like how it was staged and everything else. Like I was there live. I was watching it. It wasn't staged, man. No doubt Floyd is the real deal. That dude came out, fought a guy about 20 years younger than him. I think Tension was 27-0 with 24 knockouts.
Oh, yeah.
And came out there and just
He's now, I've watched his fights. He's nasty.
Completely out.
Phenomenal kickboxer.
Dude, the whole time they were showing like highlight reels of this guy leading up to the fight. And like his knockouts were insane.
Yeah.
And then Floyd comes out there and just completely outclasses the guy.
Oh, yeah.
And hats off to the guy. Everybody that's out there hating on the dude. I don't know why you're hating on the guy because
Because he's on top. That's why.
it's crazy. And then sitting in the presser, man, he did nothing but thank his crew, his team.
Well, they were like
The
hugging
media?
afterwards. I mean, you
Yeah.
could see too.
Yeah.
Like it was like it wasn't like he was cocky afterwards.
No,
Or like,
and
see, I told
he
you
was
so.
super professional.
Yeah,
Even
very
in-
humble.
Even in the presser afterwards, he was like, hey, this guy's still 0-0. It was just an exhibition. Both of us are still undefeated. He's a great guy. He's the number one guy out here. Like, he was, I don't know, man. It just blows me. Like, I have to bite my tongue when I see all this crap on social media because I want to jump in there and say something.
Well, first of all, y'all didn't even
But-
watch the fucking fight. You did, but these people because I asked him about that earlier, and I'm like, all these people commenting didn't see it.
Well, I mean, it's all over the internet
it's all
now.
over. It's
Well,
all
now,
over the
yeah,
internet now,
but I'm sure a lot of people that comment don't see it.
It wasn't a fix. It was just a severe mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, severe mismatch.
there's no point in arguing it on social media, man. You just run down that rabbit hole, and
Yeah.
it's a waste of time.
Some keyboard
I try
warriors.
to stay away from that.
The keyboard warriors can get on a plane, go to Thailand, just like you did.
That's right.
And buck up, man. Buck up.
Yeah.
Eddie, ping pong Eddie, man. He did
Oh,
his thing out there.
Ping pong Partyka. Don't let him
Ping pong
don't let
Eddie
him
did his
confuse you.
thing out there in Thailand.
Triple
so
P.
I will say it was pretty cool flying out there, catching my man Eddie when he first talked to me about this back in like September. It was funny when he was telling me about it. I was like, hey, man, like if you're going to take 30 days off, you got to do this outside, SFL. Like you got to be here for October. You start laughing. He was like, yeah, man, it'll be after Thanksgiving. I'll go in December. And I was like, man, if you're for real, like I got your back. I'll support y'all. Come out there. And it was cool. Like this was probably maybe my 5th, 6th time out in Thailand.
Did you camera work like you're supposed to?
Not my stuff because I left my cell phone here, but
I know
Eddie's stuff. I was definitely using Eddie's stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so like he walked out with me. He was, filming in between rounds in the corner. So
Nice.
I haven't seen that footage yet. So when I get a chance, I'm gonna go look at it and see myself in the corner. And I don't even know what to expect.
It's so crazy. So from a promoter side, like seeing, like when I first showed up and I'm like, well, where's the locker rooms? And like, there's no locker rooms. Like there's none of that. There's no separating of fighters. Like Eddie's like sitting right next to the guy that he's getting ready to compete against. The dude's got like 60 or 70 fights. He's the biggest Thai guy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
what
walked
he
in there,
said.
I'm like, holy shit, dude, that dude's a monster. Like, bro, we both get like tag team. Like, what are we doing over here? Like, the dude was big, and he was a local, and he had a ton of experience. And it wasn't like me being a promoter, like trying to match fighters and everything. Like, oh, this dude's got 2 more fights than me. I don't know. Oh, this guy, he showed up and weighed in 2 pounds over. I'm not going to take the fight unless he cuts. And it's like out there, these guys didn't weigh in. There was no locker rooms. They were sitting next to each other, becoming Facebook friends and taking selfies.
Yeah.
And then they got in there and they did 5 rounds and then fucking hugged it out and took pictures at the end. And it was just like, it was cool to see the support system, to see the respect in the art. And just, obviously it was cool to see my boy go out there, put it on the line, 5 rounds.
Were you yelling?
I couldn't, man. I was in the moment taking the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And there was like a couple of times where I was like, "Come on, Eddie!" But like most times, like I was trying to get the picture, and it just seemed like the rounds were going so fast. And probably not for Eddie, but for me, I was just like, "Holy shit!"
He said it was a blur for him.
Yeah,
such a blur for
it was so crazy, like how fast we were going into the next round. And then I remember at one point, one of the girls in his corner, she had fought on Christmas Day, Czech Republic. It was crazy how many people.
Shout out to Nikki, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people fly out. Like people from South Africa. You know, we met people from Amsterdam, Czech Republic. I mean, people France, like you name it, that come out there, and you know they'll spend a month, 2 months training, and just like the support system and everything else. Like just seeing that was pretty cool. But I remember, like one of the times I turned around and I asked her, I'm like, "What round are like this third round?" She was like, "No, this is it. This is the last round." I was like, "Oh my God, it's already damn, we're already in round 5." Like it was going so quick, man. But it was cool. It was a cool experience, and it's funny because I left my airport, or I left my hotel. I was staying at the Holiday Inn down at Patong Beach, and I had to swing by the airport really quick. I left my hotel at 6 o'clock. I was going to swing by the airport and then go to the stadium. Fight start at 9. I leave my hotel at 6 thinking I got 3 hours. I get to the fights at 10 o'clock. I literally got there 2 fights before his. I remember the whole way there I was thinking, like, how do I fly all the way to Thailand and miss Eddie's fight? Like, how do you even explain that shit to people?
Was it traffic?
Traffic was insane.
So
I mean,
a lot of the
insane.
behind the scenes footage was missed because old Partyka here decided to take his sweet old time getting to the venue.
Bro, I want to choke the shit out of my damn driver.
Was it?
I want to kill that guy.
Was it like based on like New York City traffic? Like it was
just bad, man.
Because I know he said like everybody's on little motorbikes, so it was just everybody just cutting each other off and getting on top of each other.
Bro, a 40-minute drive to the airport took 2 hours to get there.
Wow.
I get done with the stuff at the airport. I go outside to get a cab. It's an hour and a half wait to get a cab.
What?
I see this fat Swedish dude. Like, I didn't know what he was at first, but, like, he looked lost and confused. And I was just like, "Hey, bro, let's share a cab." And he's like, "What?" Yeah, I was like, "Jump in." And I just jumped in the front seat. You know, just basically Debo'd his cab. He just gets in the bag. He was such a passive, laid-back, you know, Sweden.
Yeah,
so he's like, "Oh, yeah, no problem." And I'm like, I got to get to this fight. I show the dude the flyer. And on the flyer, it even says, here's the stadium, and then it's like Phuket Zoo. Okay, so not like a random landmark. The damn Phuket Zoo is like right next to this place. So I show it to the guy. I'm like, "You know where you're going?" Yeah, man. We start driving, and we're a good 30 minutes into the drive, and we hit like just a dead end. And he does a U-turn, and I'm like, "Where are you going, bro?" So I show him the flyer again. He's like, "Oh," he throws me a cell phone, tells me to Google map where we're going.
Wow.
And I want to choke the shit out of this guy. And 30 minutes later, we're passing by the airport. We went 30 minutes in the wrong direction. 30 minutes later, I'm driving past the airport. I'm looking at the exit. I'm looking at this dude. I'm just clenching my teeth, staring out the window, thinking he could probably whoop my ass because he's from Thailand. Like, I don't know. It might not be a good idea to get
He's
fucked
like a
up
champ.
before I get to Eddie's fight. But, like, I get to Eddie's fight, and it's like, I think there was like 1 or 2 fights before Eddie. So I got there. You know, I might have missed a little bit of stuff. You know, a couple dudes rubbing him down. I guess we didn't get that on camera. He's a little upset about that. Missed the rub down, but
Hey, can we get that at Spartyka, some rub downs?
We probably could.
I would like
probably
an
won't be
SFL
for me, but like,
I would like an SFL radio before I do. Because
Are you volunteering? Are you volunteering?
No, I want
to
to
do
get
the rub
one. I
downs?
want to get one. I want to get one.
I'll talk to Ping Pong Eddie, see what he can hook up. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he got some
Ping pong Partyka.
I like it.
But we caught the fight. Fight was great. The support group out there was awesome. I mean, Eddie's such a good dude, so, like, you know, he made friends with everybody out there.
Of course.
A ton of people were supporting him. And, you know, after that, we went back and tucked him into bed. And,
Hey, you said you had beers ready for him after the fight.
man,
He was all about going to bed.
I was so ready. He was like, "Oh, man, I'm dehydrated. I need water.
I
need water."
did take one swig. I cheers gin, took a
He
swig.
took a swig.
Okay.
Then I threw up for like a good
I want to
2
know what
minutes.
you did when he went to bed.
Oh, you know. What would any sailor do? Respectfully go back to my hotel
Back
room,
to
go
the
bed.
ping pong.
Nope.
I will say, you know, nobody that I've ever talked to has ever said, like, "Hey, I went to Thailand and had a horrible time." Like, that just doesn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great time of year. I mean, it was cold over here. It was cold when I landed in South Korea. It was cold in Tokyo. And you get to Thailand, it's, you know, it's like mid to high 70s.
Yeah.
Man. It's,
He
you
said
know,
the humidity
summertime.
was like disgusting.
Oh, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Like soup.
But, you know, you get used to it after a couple of days. He was breaking my balls the first day. I was like, "Dude, I've been in country like 3 hours." He's like, "Oh, dude, look at you sweating. Are you breathing hard for? I'm like, damn, bro, it's like 40-degree difference. Like last time I was walking around, like when I landed in Seoul, I did 13 hours in Seoul. It was freezing in Seoul.
Yeah.
You know, and then I land over there, and it's like, he's like, what are you doing with pants on? I was like, well, damn, dude, like I just got here.
Well, like he's in pants in Thailand talking about he's hot. Like,
Yeah.
well, what do you expect, bro?
Bro, like I'm trying to keep as much stuff off me as I can, you know.
Aren't you
got
gonna
layers?
Did they
PPE,
do the,
man.
Did they do
PPE.
the Eddie? Did they do the Eddie chant? The whole crowd was the whole stadium like Eddie, Eddie. That would have been great if you got that.
He walked out with the American flag, which was cool.
Did you really?
Oh
And,
yeah,
uh,
had
Oh,
to,
sweet.
man. Had to represent.
Heck yeah.
He was the only American on the card. Did 5 rounds. Did his thing. Twisted his ankle pretty bad. Like I saw him do it in there, but
it
it's
was
in the
so
moment
bad.
you couldn't tell. But when
Yeah.
we redid the, when we viewed it the next day, he was showing it to me. I was like, oh my god. Then like his foot swole up. Then of course like we're doing the red eye, leaving Bangkok, heading to Tokyo, and it's like, man, when you're at 10,000 plus feet and your feet's already messed up, man.
Yeah.
This thing swole up. I was like, oh my
Nutty
god, man.
professor
That's
status.
exactly what it was like. It was crazy.
I bet that was comfortable on the airplane.
Oh yeah, I mean, almost as comfortable as hobbling around Tokyo with it. You
True,
know,
true.
Trying to stuff it into a Vans. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, this is tough.
It was a good time though, man. It was definitely a memorable, holiday season, and I wish I would have been able to post more pictures, but I left out of here and forgot my cell phone at home, so
Yep.
that in itself was a nightmare.
That
so
must
I
have
bought
been
a
nice to
burner.
be disconnected, though.
No, that's
Oh,
what
no,
everybody
no,
keeps saying. No, not
he wasn't
at all.
disconnected. He was the whole time he was trying to connect to Wi-Fi on this
Oh
little
my
crappy
god, man!
phone.
This burner phone.
And like he actually had the
Terrible.
nerve to have it out in the open. And I'm like, dude, put that away. You're embarrassing me. You have like the least
Especially in, like,
high-tech
Japan.
phone
Yeah.
in all of
It's
Japan.
like the
right
oldest
now.
school phone
it's
ever.
like a Commodore 64 phone. It's like, what is that thing? It's like the first generation.
Like the Zach Morris
Did
phone.
it have a pull-out antenna?
Things suck, man. I'm gonna blow it up. Eddie's like, you got to YouTube it. Like I hate that damn phone.
You still have it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well, let's do.
was-
Let's break it.
we need to. It was so
We'll do a
frustrating.
little ceremony
man.
with
it.
it.
was
a couple
so
rounds through it.
frustrating.
I bet.
So I tell you what, getting home, like getting a regular phone back into my hand was nice, man. Just be able to like push a button and it actually works.
Yeah.
Does what it needs to do. It was kind of cool. So everybody that was like looking at some of our pictures, I know Eddie would like share a picture and then like 3 hours later it'd be like, oh hey, here I am in Tokyo. Same picture that Eddie shared. Well, that's because my damn phone didn't work. So Eddie, take this picture. Eddie, and then I'd be stealing pictures off his. It just sucked, man. That was the one thing. Was like I couldn't capture anything.
Yeah.
You know, it just kind of sucks being there, and it's like
having to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
Sometimes you got to live it, and then
I'm sitting
you know,
in a press conference room, and I'm like 12 feet away from Floyd, and it's like I tried to take a picture, and it came out so bad. It's like nobody could
like
even make the
grainy.
dude out.
I
was
would have
like,
been funny
hey,
if
this
he
is
was like,
Floyd
"What is
Mayweather."
that?"
It's
If he like called you out on your phone, and he's like, "What the fuck is that?"
I wouldn't doubt it, but I mean, like being that close to Floyd and not being able to take a picture
Yeah.
because your phone just sucks. It's like, man, when's that ever going to happen again?
Never.
So luckily, Eddie, was able to capture like the countdown. Floyd did the countdown, and it was cool to be there. But at the same time, also having a company, it sucks not having your phone because like I can't keep up with anything. So as soon as I
course.
get back in town, it's like a million emails, text messages,
Yeah.
you name it. So I just knew the whole time. It's like, man, when I get home, like I'm gonna pay for this.
Yeah, of course.
So
Every day you're disconnected is a lot
yeah.
that goes on.
That's a ton.
So
Especially 9 days.
speaking of Spartyka World, real quick before we finish up, what do we talk about? What we got coming up? Because we got a lot coming up.
Yeah, man. We've got so next weekend we're going to be out there supporting the Shock and Shiver 5K with Law Enforcement United. The following weekend on Friday we've got a press conference at Mona Lisa's. Saturday we're going to go up to MMA Institute, do a press conference there. We've got 4 fighters on the card from MMA Institute. Tyus' co-main event. You got Kyle Wright that's also fighting for titles. So 2 of the 4 bouts are title bouts. So we kind of figured, hey, why not go up there, maybe film a podcast, knock out a presser, knock out Tyus' video kind of all in one shot. We've already got to do a video with him anyway, so it was like, hey, why not, maybe do a little mini presser right there at MMA Institute. The following weekend, we've got the Freedom Gala, and we're going to do a presser ahead of time. So we'll do the presser at 6. People will be dressed up. It always looks cool for pictures when you see these fighters all suited and booted, vice, the normal T-shirt and fight shorts. And then we'll open the doors for the gala at 7. 7:30 we'll kick things off. It'll be foundational stuff at the beginning, and then we'll transition over, and we'll do all the end-of-the-year awards, knockout of the year, fight of the year,
Yeah.
submission of the year, and fighter of the year, which is kind of like the main award. We've already had some fighters RSVP, which is cool, and we're working on the seating chart and all that stuff. Got some
Yeah.
meetings this week with the venue, And then 6 days later, we're kicking off the first fight of the year, SFL 37 Friday night fight. So
I'm excited
we're
about
expecting a huge crowd. We've got a great fight card.
February 1st.
Did you see our interview with Samantha Seth?
If I had a phone that worked,
Yeah,
then I would have.
so
I will be catching up on everything in the next couple of days.
We did our first video.
Yeah, I remember you telling me
which
about
was
it.
Pretty cool with Skype. It was we had some learning curve with some issues that we're still working out, some tech issues. But I really want to do that more so than just phoning in. Phoning in's cool and it's easy, but I really like the whole video thing. It's just the amount of editing for that was breakneck.
Could be a lot.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, so I hit her up asking about coming out and doing her shoot. So shoot Tuesday or Thursday. We'll work around Eddie's schedule, see what we got. I know he's got a couple big interviews coming up this week. But we're going to go down there, try to knock out her and Troy Kane at the same time.
Nice.
And this way the top 3 fights will have videos. And should be a great – I mean, that fight right there, man, that female 105 fight is going to be fire, man. I'm excited for that. I know a lot of people are excited for that. I know the 2 females, it's pretty hard for them to find opponents and find matchups that'll stick. So 2 very tough girls fighting for the 105 title. It'll be the first 105 champ that we've ever had. And it's going to be exciting, man. We got some great fights coming up. We just did Joe Huggins' shoot yesterday. That went great. One take, man. The dude was a beast, man.
Yeah.
So that worked out well. Went up to Annapolis.
Some of these videos take a little longer than others, but he made it painless. He definitely made it painless.
He definitely did, man. So, old Joe one take Huggins and
He's a
old
great-
ping pong Eddie, man. It
he's
was
a
a good time.
He's a great interview too. He's good on the air. I like having Joe on the air. He's always a good interview.
Dude, man.
Yeah.
Very. He's going to come down. He RSVP'd for the gala,
Cool.
so it's cool. So we'll get him on the presser.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock, all dressed up. He got himself and his guests. So Elias hit us up, Mitch hit us up, Brandon hit us up. So we got some good people that'll be showing up.
Cool.
They've already RSVP'd. So
Yeah,
we should have a good
I think I'm just
presser.
gonna set up a nice little setup, and then we'll just not an open mic, but we'll just randomly just bring people on and just do like we do at the fight, just quick quips with everybody.
Yep.
Be good.
Easy day, man. I like it.
All right.
February 1st.
Yeah, February 1st. Hey, check us out on all our social medias: Spartyka Fight League, Spartyka Nation, Spartyka Fight League Radio, the Eddie Mercado, everything. We're all over the place.
Eddie.
Subscribe to our YouTube. We're doing basically I should say we still do audio, but I'm really bad at updating just the audio by itself. Nobody really wants that. So we're doing the video now, HD video. I actually have a new camera that I'm going to be adding at probably like the next episode. It's pretty sweet. But we're doing all of that. So subscribe to YouTube, SFL Radio. We have our own little playlist on there, and stay up to date with everything that's going on.
Do it.
Do it. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, follow Eddie's Adventures on Bloody Elbow, and we will see you at the next interview.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Spartyka!